Hello, welcome to Coming Home with Mama T. I'm your host, Tiara, aka Mama T, and on this podcast, we explore the journey of creating the life of our desires through mastering manifestation, maintaining a positive mindset, and living luxuriously. However, that authentically looks for you. Boo. Boo. And today I want to celebrate the fact that I have amazing friends. I have wonderful humans in my life, and they often bring forward ideas and inspiration for conversations that I get to share with you either here on this platform, or maybe on one of my lives on social media, or even inside my home membership community that I'm super excited for us to be launching, and you have the opportunity to be a founding member of if you actually watch this and sign up around the time this gets posted. But anyways, I'll talk more about that later on. But for now, I want to talk to you about the idea, the concept of unsubscribing, the art, if you will, of unsubscribing. And this came about because I was in a one-on-one conversation. I love it. It sounds so bougie. I was in the sauna with a friend. And we had the sauna to ourselves. It was a lovely day, and it's a beautiful space where we go, and it has this big window that's overlooking like downtown Los Angeles and Hollywood, and on a perfectly clear day you can even see the Hollywood sign from it, and it's just glorious and beautiful, and I am thankful for that experience. And I am going to adjust my camera just a slight touch. There we go. Thank you for coming on this journey with me. So I love it. And we were sitting there, and we were just sitting in the heat, and at first it was just kind of like quiet. And then all of a sudden we just started talking about like what's going on in our lives, some bigger emotions that might be arising in our lives. And it came up with the idea of energy, right? And being friends with me, yay! We know we love to talk the woo-woo. We love to do a little bit of like coaching just naturally, right? The coaching, the mentorship just naturally comes out. Assuming that you're giving me space to speak into your life, then here we go. But so we were talking, and the concept of unsubscribing, or like the analogy of unsubscribing, like hit so home. And I was like, oh my God, this needs to be a podcast episode. And she just laughed at me because, whatever. But it's literally like, this is life, right? This is the experience, right? And I feel like if you're someone that's an entrepreneur, bringing your life into your work, because especially if you are like a solo entrepreneur, you're building your business, like it all kind of like melds together. And I'm a true believer of like manifestation and co-creation and all of that. And while yes, we have to put our energy and our focus into certain parts of our life, like maybe like 70% into our business because it's a baby and it's like an infant and it needs like a lot more focus than an adult child, right? They're off doing their own thing, right? So like we have to like shift our focus. Like if everything's brand new, we probably can't give, but like we can give 25% here, 25% here, 25% here, and 25% here. But if we're splitting it up like consistently that way, those things might not be getting enough of our energy to fully thrive. And that being said, where can we bring some of our energy back, right? We're bringing some of it back so we can give the focus that we need to the things that we want to give our focus to. So we were talking about like work and all of this stuff. And I was like, well, if you're giving like 90% of your energy, of course you're like, you're tired, you're exhausted, especially if you're putting your energy into something that isn't lighting you up, right? Isn't like exciting for you, is taking you for granted, it's not bringing you joy, right? And so you're putting 90% of yourself into something that does not bring you joy, is not fulfilling for you, is not like it's literally just bringing you a paycheck. over time, your energy is going to be so much drained. It's going to feel like, even if it is 90% of your energy, it's going to feel like 2000%. I feel it's just like, it's soul sucking. There's a reason why it's called soul sucking, right? Because you just feel drained before you even get to your computer or to the office or to whatever, because it's just pulling from you. It is not giving, right? It's not reciprocity. That paycheck is not paying for all of the stress that it's creating for you, right? So we have to find a way to successfully unsubscribe our energy from these kind of things. And I'm not saying oh my God, if you hate your job, quit your job. No, I'm saying subscribe the energy, the mindset, unsubscribe certain mindsets. One, right? Where can we have gratitude? If we're not in space to leave the situation, where can we find gratitude? Where can we make shifts and changes within that situation so that it does bring us vibrancy, right? Maybe you can create a community that talks about things that you're interested in. Maybe you can talk to whomever else you're working with. If it's a relationship, having a deep conversation about your relationship and how you feel, and going to therapy if that's something that you feel is necessary, if your partner is open to it. If we're in the workspace, talking to your manager about how are you feeling. Maybe they can redistribute tasks or give you tasks that actually better align with your internal genius and gifts, right? Maybe they're not utilizing you in their best way to get the best results from you. Having these conversations so that you can actually start looking forward to spending time in these places that you inevitably have to give your energy to, right? Being able to be self-led and cultivating space for yourself. You don't necessarily have to have a full-on tower, burn everything up moment. You can be a catalyst though, right? You can be a catalyst for conversation to make the shifts and changes that you need. Yes? Does that make sense? So if you are in a space where you're able to completely take a step back, right? We're talking about talk about friendships, for example. Maybe you realize that these people have toxic habits. They have, maybe they're gaslighty. Maybe they're unsupportive. Maybe their practices are something that anytime that you participate in them feel just gross to you. Maybe they drink way too much. Whatever that looks like for you. Maybe it's just you're not having fun. As simple as that. You're not having fun when you spend time with you. And to me, if I'm spending time with people outside of a 9 to 5 where I have to, right? Or some building somebody else's dream. If it's something that I am signing up for just shits and giggles, if this is really what I'm signing up for, then I want to giggle, right? I want to have fun. If I'm just I don't go on vacation to be mad and stressed out. I go on vacation to have fun. I go to the theme park to have fun. I participate in a lot of things solely because it brings me joy. And I think there's beauty in that. And I encourage other people to bring more joy into their life. Yes. So if you are spending time with friends, that is chosen family in my mindset. So if you are spending time with your chosen family, are they actually bringing you joy? I don't know. So if they're not bringing you joy, it might be time to reevaluate, why are they in your life? What are they bringing? What value are they providing you? Or are you just kind of in it because you're in it? It's easy, it's comfortable, whatever. You got into this habit and now you're just there all the time. And it's just what you do. Maybe let's be a little bit more intentional about it, right? So when we're more intentional about it, then we can decide, okay, this is where I want to spend my energy, or they don't get my energy anymore. I get to unsubscribe. And if you're not familiar with unsubscribing, it is looking at your email inbox, right? You're looking at your email inbox and you realize that maybe you are a Verizon wireless customer. and you get a bunch of random emails. You get some emails that are actually about your account that you want to get, right? You want to receive information about if your bill is coming, for some reason your card didn't go through, if you have automatic payments set up. You want that kind of information. You want the important stuff, but you don't want, oh, we have this promo going on, or if you buy the new iPhone, you get a case for free, whatever. You don't want that. Like you know what phone you have, you know what router you're using, if you have it set up for your home. You don't want the promotional stuff. Yeah. So you get to pick and choose. Fun fact, a lot of times if you hit that unsubscribe button, there is a pick and choose where you get what gets your energy, what comes into your inbox. You can unsubscribe from all messages. You can have the checkbox for stuff specifically about your account. You can unsubscribe. You can uncheck the box for the promotional stuff. If you're like, I don't want to buy anything else, I'm happy with what I got going on right now. You can decide what it is that you want coming into your life and leave the rest alone. Yeah. And I have found in my unsubscribing journey, literally talking about my mailbox, where I'm like, all right, cool. I hit that unsubscribe button. I hit that. Okay. Why am I still getting these emails? Right. And I've noticed that sometimes I'll keep getting an email. I swear I unsubscribed. It's definitely been 2 weeks or past the period where it says it might take 48 hours for it to take effect or whatever. And I'm like, it's past that period. Why am I still on here? And it's you're still in the lead gen, friend. You might have unsubscribed from that one thing, just like I just talked about, right? The tier system, right? You might have just hit the unsubscribe button and it didn't take you to a page that let you pick all of those things. So now you have to actively unsubscribe from every single email that you realize that you do not want. Yeah. And that is the same with our life. We have to sometimes actively unsubscribe all the things. Sometimes it's super easy, unsubscribe from all things. I don't want it. And it's no longer coming into your life field. It's no longer coming into your mind, your body, your spirit. You don't have to do anything. And the less attached we are, I find, is the easier it is to remove. The less attached. So it was a person that you met randomly at a bar who maybe you Facebook friended at the end of the night, and now you're I don't need them. They're starting to post stuff that you're ooh, that is not in alignment with what I want to see in my news feed. They're not the person I thought they were. I thought they were kind of fun in that 2-minute conversation. Now I don't want to be friends. And you can just easily just hit the unfriend button. And they're probably not even going to notice. It'll be fine. And nothing happens. There you go. They're gone. You never think about them ever again. Yeah. Or it could be somebody okay, this person is someone you talk to on a regular basis. You are a part of the same team for, I don't know, soccer. You're the same soccer team. You do that. This person is integrated into your life and your community. So it's not as easy as just hitting that unfriend button. Yeah. So you're going to have to unsubscribe from multiple things, right? Maybe you switch teams. If you really if they're really bringing that much of an issue to your life, maybe you go to a different soccer team, join a different community group completely. Or maybe you just don't talk to that person and all of a sudden they no longer show up. You don't talk to that person or talk about that person, and all of a sudden something happens, their shift changes and they can't come to practice anymore and they can't participate in the sport because they're not coming to practice. It has literally happened in my life where I'm okay, these people are toxic. I don't want to engage with them. And I blocked them on my phone, and I made a point to just not engage with them. Even if we went to a similar space, and I saw them, I just made a point, unless they specifically came up and spoke to me, I was not going to speak to them, and I don't give them their energy. And, all right, cool. There were other people that might be oh no, they're here, what do we do? And I'm just keep talking. Let's talk about what we were talking about and not give them our energy. We say hi. If they say hi, be nice, be cordial, whatever, and then move on. And next thing you know, completely moved. A whole nother state moved, right? It's not even, I didn't even put the energy to manifest that they get out of my life. I just said they're not a part of my life anymore. That was that was the manifestation right there. Like it wasn't like I wrote them down, did any sort of ritual. I was just like, they're not in my life anymore. And I feel like that's the detachment, right? Like I'm completely detached from this. Yeah, like could I have been like, I don't want to, and like written it down, put them in a freezer or whatever, and done like a ritual around it? Yeah, sure. And I probably would have got the same result, because I'm just like, they're no more in my life. But if I kept ruminating on it, like, oh my God, I hope they don't show up to the bar tonight, or I hope they don't do, they don't try to like call me, or don't show up to my apartment, or I hope they don't do da 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 da. Like, no, like I just like, all right, I don't want to give them my energy. I have unsubscribed. I've hit unsubscribe all, and gone, not a part of where your energy goes. The like experience flows. Right? So like if you put your energy into it, of course you're going to get more of that situation. That is the basis of like manifesting, ask, believe, receive, right? Like, so like if you're believing that they're going to show up, if you're believing that they can't, that like the emails are going to keep coming, if you keep believing in these things and this experience perpetuating itself, then it will. So we have to unsubscribe. And I find that can be a very hard process for some people. The more attached we are to a situation, the harder it is to unsubscribe. We have to literally find each individual email that comes in and decide, do we want it or do we not? Unsubscribe. Do we want it? Do we not? Unsubscribe. Do we want it? Do we not? Unsubscribe. Or like, it might be just as easy as, an email comes in, unsubscribe, and it takes you to a web page of their entire lead generation situation, and you can pick and choose what energy you want and what energy you don't want and send. And that is life. And it's very simple. Overall, it is very simple, but it's the embodiment of it that we need practice in, I feel like, as a collective. And like I said, the more attached, the more practice, the more conscious we have to be of it, really, is the more intentional. The less attached, we can have the thought and it's gone, and like, bye-bye. And we're not thinking about it anymore. And therefore, we're not attached to it. Therefore, it's almost instantaneous, the shift, the change. The more attached we are to something, to a belief, the harder it is to let it go, to shift it, to change it. Right? Talking about our money, we did like did a money ritual and all that kind of stuff. You did your money ritual. Now, what are you saying to yourself? Are you backing that ritual up with your words, with how your emotions, your beliefs, right? Like it's one thing to light a candle or write yourself a check from the universe. It's one thing to do all of these things, but like, still believe that money doesn't show up for you. Yeah? The ritual means nothing if the energy is not behind that ritual, right? So we have to unsubscribe from the belief structures, from the experiences that we don't want to continue to perpetuate in our life. So we can apply this to anything and everything. And that is the essence of the activate your inner shift, right? Like being able to apply the intentionality to anything and everything that's going on in your life, being self-aware, paying attention to what's going on in your life so that you can make the adjustments that you need to make as deep as your entire the software that is your inner being, and uninstalling anything that does not align. Yeah. And that practice is so much more helpful when you have the right people around you, which is my time to invite you to check out the home membership. If you have not checked it out, you can, and you're more of a reader, you can go to www.MamaTEnergy.com, click the membership button at the top of the webpage, and read all the beautiful verboseness that I have placed over there, or you can just listen to me for a second. So the home membership, my intention with it is to feel like home, meaning a safe, sacred space where you can truly be your authentic self. You can show up and thrive. You can show up and get the nurturing that you need to continue to grow into the beautiful person that you already are. There is nurturing for your mind, your body, and your spirit in this space. So for your mind, we have the group coaching. In the group coaching, it is your time and space to really talk about what's going on in your life. What's going on? What do you want? Really like mastermind and workshop what's going on in your life, getting some strategies, getting some suggestions on how to make tweaks and changes so that you can better manifest what you desire to experience. It's beautiful. I also will integrate my gifts as a intuitive tarot reader into those group coaching sessions by doing a collective reading at the beginning. That is meant for anybody, whether you're on their live or you're a member of the community and maybe you missed that day. I highly recommend showing up live because that's where you get to ask your questions and get immediate feedback. But if for whatever reason you can't make the live coaching session, then you will be able to watch a replay. I'll upload the Zoom replay into the group so you can watch it and still learn from other people's conversations. I have definitely found it so beneficial to be in a group coaching session because, you know, maybe someone's further along on their journey, especially like in business, right? Like they're further along in their journey and they're experiencing different things. And I never even thought about that situation happening, but now that I've listened to an idea and like the concept and ways to work with that situation, I now have that in my back pocket for if that situation shows up for me later on down the line, which I think is great. And it just also is a practice for me to maybe hone my own mentorship and coaching opportunity because like, oh, someone says something and I'm like, oh, I've been through that and I can share my experience, right? And so it's beautiful. It's cohesion. It's collective. I love it. Love it. I love it. I love it. So highly recommend catching the replay, even if you can't show up that day, which is totally fine. And then those will be done twice a month. Yeah. Twice a month. I haven't decided exactly which day, but I would love it to be like the same day, same time, like on like an every other week basis, so it can be easily put onto everybody's schedule and we know when to show up and when not to show up. And it's like, wow, perfect. But holidays happen, vacations happen, things happen. We might have to make shifts and changes. And as a founding member, you have the opportunity to kind of really put your influence on when certain things happen. For example, maybe I start off during the day and find out that the people a part of the community are mostly still have 9 to 5s. And so we might need to switch it to like an evening time or a weekend time where more people are available. And we'll see like how that works out. Right? So I think that's super exciting and I'm in love with that opportunity. So it might start off on like a Tuesday at 10 a.m. and then it might shift to like a Saturday at 9 a.m. before my yoga class and forces me to get out of bed. I love it. So you get to help shape the experience as a founding member. Also, I think, which is awesome, as a founding member right now, we're not like saturated with a bunch of community members, so you get more one-on-one time with me, which I think is also phenomenal. And a great thank you for coming in first, being an early adapter, as it were. All right, so you have your group coaching twice a month. Then there is also a monthly ritual that will also connect with Reiki. So Reiki healing is energy healing, helping you to release things that do not resonate with what you believe anymore. It helps to align the chakras. If you're familiar with the chakra system, it helps you just really feel in balance, energetically speaking. Feel in balance. Sometimes we go either way. Like either we have like an overactive or underactive chakra, and those chakras can also present in like physical form, abnormalities, is that the right word? Like ailments, that's a good word, right? Dis-ease in our physical body. We'll start feeling certain things, like maybe your hips hurt. So it's like it might be showing that there's something going on with your root chakra. Maybe you're not feeling safe, financially secure, or maybe you're in a situation where someone that lives in your home is not supportive of you. And over time, you're like holding onto this energy in your root chakra, and then eventually it starts to perpetuate itself in actual physical pain, like a lower back issue, hip issue, something like that. So those things kind of show up. So as a member of the community, you can share what you're going through. Maybe you are experiencing physical pain, and you're not sure where it's coming from. Like you haven't done anything physically to injure it. So like, where is this coming from? We can put intention towards healing that space in those Reiki sessions. And then once we have our Reiki session, we're feeling all beautiful and balanced and lovey-dovey and just like ready to create. We can shift the focus to actually doing an intention ritual, so we can manifest more anything in our life. Maybe more money, maybe more health and vitality, maybe love, maybe you're like, everything's perfect, everything's going great, there's nothing that you want to call in, there's nothing that you really feel like you need to release, you're just in a state of bliss. So it's also an opportunity to just offer gratitude, just great gratitude to the divine, great gratitude to yourself for investing time and space into yourself, so that you can continue to hold yourself accountable for living in that blissed out space and making sure that you're not inviting in any sort of fear that blissed out space will disappear at some point, right? You can just like keep cultivating that energy for yourself, which is beautiful. So we have that monthly ritual. And then we also, for the body, have movement and recipes. So I definitely will hold on to doing monthly movement together as a community, but I really feel like as we grow, I might be bringing it in at least once a week, hopping on Zoom and maybe either going for a walk together, maybe doing like a dance fitness or a stretching session together, something nice and easeful for our body that feels good, shakes up that energy, and puts us in a state of bliss. Because I always know, like, even if I'm like dreading going to do the workout, I feel so much better after I've moved, right? I'm no longer stagnant. My muscles are warmed up. I'm not stiff anymore. So like, movement is great. And it's not going to be anything like super intense or anything. I really am in this space right now for myself of finding movement that feels good, that feels like uplifting, and not really leaving me super sore or anything like that. So excuse me, I am not your personal trainer. I've definitely done my work as like getting certified in different group fitness modalities, so it's nothing new to me. And I love just like guiding people and inviting people and working out and moving our bodies together because it's just super fun. So we're doing that. I also will be sharing recipes and remedies in posts in this space, because I think food is medicine. And whether it's like eating like an actual meal or, you know, coming up with a poultice for some sort of ailment, either way, like as I'm learning, as I'm growing, as I'm finding fun things to share, I will be sharing that. And I also will be inviting those of you who are a part of the community to share your recipes and remedies, as well, as it is a beautiful collective space. And because it's a collective space, it's also a space of accountability. We are all holding each other accountable for taking radical self-responsibility for creating our dream life. Yes, we are all self-led, and I really want to push this home for everyone, is the fact that even if you are working with a coach, a mentor, or whatever, they are not the magic. They are not while they can inspire and share great information that you might not have had, they are not the magic that makes your life change. They could be a catalyst, sure, but like, it's not them, it's you. It's always you. It is you embodying the work that you showed up to embody and taking the action to create for yourself. It is you that does the work. They might have inspired you. You might even, like, I truly believe motivation comes from within. You have to be self-motivated, but someone can always inspire you. The other person can inspire, bring forth the idea, and then you are now motivated. You motivated yourself. You're like, ooh, that is amazing. I'm going to do this. Like, I'm going to take what this person put out into the world. Maybe it's a workout, maybe it's whatever. Like, ooh, that sounds amazing. I am inspired. Now I'm going to motivate myself to take the action from what someone else inspired me to do. Yes? So I invite you to be inspired, right? Be inspired by myself and the space and the collective to take action to creating the life of your desires. And as you show up for yourself, as you become a part of the community, as you post, as you come to the group coaching sessions, as you really lean into the work, so to speak, and you embody the work, watch your life change. Watch your dreams come true. And there's no ending, and which is why it's a monthly membership, just like it's a gym membership, right? Like, sure, we might want to lose, like a gym membership, you might want to lose 50 pounds, right? And so then you do all the things, you do whatever, and then you lose your 50 pounds. Do you stop going to the gym and and like go back to the way you were eating before? Because I'll tell you from life experience, if you stop doing whatever it was that got you to the place that you wanted to be, you're going to start reverting back to the old version of yourself that you worked so hard to change. So the space is also about maintenance. It's not just an end goal. It is a maintenance space where we are continuing to thrive and experience, because there's always next levels for us to learn and grow and connect deeper with ourselves and the community around us. So with that, I invite you to go to www.MamaTEnergy.com, click the membership button, and join us inside the home membership. And go ahead and share this out, and I will catch you on the next episode. Mwah.